Do you know what you manifest when you don't like or love yourself? When you are jealous and you just want to be like your superhero? Do you know what you manifest when you don't accept yourself? Whatever you radiate from within, you are manifesting. You can be your own superhero. You are a unique being, and nobody on this planet is like you. When you finally accept and start loving yourself, you will witness the world being loving to you. If you want to manifest success, then stop chasing it. Accept the fact that you are enough and that you are powerful enough to attract it. Because the fact is, you are. Success is not earned, success is created from within you. When you create success within you, when you accept it and stop being afraid of it, the universe will manifest it for you. The universe doesn't judge you, it gives you free will to believe whatever you want and then mirrors your inner self. When you understand this, you will realize how loving the universe actually is. To understand how we may not love ourselves, observe how we scold ourselves, criticize ourselves, and create emotional and physical pain. We mistreat our bodies through unhealthy habits like overeating, excessive drinking, or substance abuse. We don't love ourselves when we believe we're unlovable or engage in procrastination. Sometimes we pick partners who mistreat us or accumulate debt and burdens. Take a moment to think about how you don't love yourself. Make a note of these patterns. Denying our good is another way we don't love ourselves. When good things come into our lives and we deny or doubt them, we push them away. We must stop blaming ourselves for every minor issue in our relationships or personal failures. The universe supports what we believe, so let's believe in our worthiness. If we fear asking for a raise, feel insecure about our bodies, or let one failed date shatter our self-esteem, it's time to change our perspective. Reflect on how you express your lack of self-esteem. Remember, it's not about being wrong or bad. It's about identifying what we can change to make our lives better. As babies, we knew our perfection. Babies are full of love, life, and unapologetic expression. They ask for what they want, express their feelings freely, and live in the present moment. They love their bodies without shame or guilt, free from comparisons. We were like that once, but somewhere along the way, we lost it. We absorbed the fears and negativity of others. Where did you lose your love for yourself? Now take a hand mirror and look into your own eyes. Say, I love and accept you exactly as you are. Notice your reactions. Are you comfortable with this exercise? Does it feel challenging, make you feel self-conscious, or provoke other emotions? These reactions hold valuable insights into your self-love journey. I can recall a time when I used to criticize myself relentlessly. Whenever I looked in the mirror, it was as though I could never measure up. I spent countless hours plucking my eyebrows, striving to meet some elusive standard of acceptability. Additionally, I had an aversion to looking into my own eyes. Does this resonate with you? Is this exercise difficult for you? For me, it's one of the fundamental issues we face, how we perceive ourselves. It's crucial to understand that what's happening externally, be it the size of our hips, our bank account, or whether we have a partner, is secondary to how we feel about ourselves. Self-love is paramount, and it all starts with eliminating self-criticism. Do you engage in self-criticism? I've heard all sorts of reasons. It's necessary for change. I need it for motivation. Everyone does it, or I've always done it. However, let's pause for a moment and consider why you criticize yourself. What do you believe is wrong with you? Take a moment to think and make a list of everything you think is wrong with you. When you're ready, come back and we'll continue. Make that list of all the things you believe are wrong with you. Now let's examine your list. Is it filled with statements like too short, too tall, too young, too old, too stupid? It often seems to be a list of twos, doesn't it? At its core, it usually amounts to, I'm not good enough. This takes us back to the fundamental issue of not loving ourselves, the real problem we all face. So, where does this self-criticism originate? How did we transition from the perfection of a tiny baby who knew how wonderful it was to feeling unlovable, unworthy, and not good enough? Think of yourself as a rose, always beautiful, perfect, and ever-changing, from a tiny bud to full bloom. We must see ourselves this way in the present, despite the changes we wish to make. We are not bad people, we just have areas we want to improve. To free ourselves from limiting beliefs about ourselves, we must explore our past. We need to identify these mental blocks, the beliefs, concepts, and ideas that constrain us, and then release them. This process is like mental house cleaning, periodically discarding old, unhelpful notions and nurturing positive ones. Consider this as easy as scraping leftover food from a plate into the trash after a meal. You wouldn't use yesterday's garbage to prepare tonight's dinner. So, why do we often dig into yesterday's mental garbage to shape our future experiences? Now, here's another exercise. Make a list of all the negative messages you received from your parents, either through their words or their actions. Give yourself some time to reflect on this, then return to the discussion. Take a look at that list of negative messages. These are the beliefs that have taken residence in your subconscious mind, unless you've actively released them. When you notice a message that triggers a physical response, acknowledge it, saying, "So that's where this belief came from." Realize that you've unearthed a treasure, for without knowing their origins, you'd continue to operate on autopilot and wonder why things aren't changing in your life. I understand why you keep repeating negative experiences. It's because of underlying beliefs that were planted within you when you were very young. These beliefs didn't just come from your parents. If you dig a bit deeper, you'll discover they originated from other sources too. So, I encourage you to continue expanding your list of negative messages, focusing on those you heard from sources other than your parents. These messages likely occurred mostly before the age of 10 and could include what you heard from relatives, teachers, friends, authority figures, and even the church. Take your time with this exercise and pay attention to how your body reacts as you compile your list. The messages you've written down are the very thoughts that make you feel not good enough. Imagine we had a 3-year-old child here in the room and we all started yelling at the child, telling it how worthless and foolish it was. We criticized its every move and even resorted to hitting it. What would happen to that child? It would either cower in the corner, trying to please everyone, or it might lash out in frustration. But we'd never truly know the potential of that child. Each of us is constantly interacting with the 3-year-old child within ourselves. Sadly, most of us spend our time berating and criticizing this inner child, and then we wonder why our lives aren't working as they should. Perhaps you were mistreated as a child, and that's indeed unfortunate. However, if you're mistreating yourself in the present, that's even sadder. You now have a substantial list of negative messages. Take a closer look at it. Does this list align with your other list of what's wrong with you, or perhaps with your should list? It seems to me that there's a strong connection. Our life scripts are deeply rooted in these early messages. Until we identify them, we can't change our lives. Remember, the past is in the past, and if we dwell in blame, we remain victims. Blame keeps the problem alive. Instead, we must strive for understanding, which allows us to rise above our past. We can't alter the past, but we can shape our future through our present thinking. Our freedom here and now hinges on understanding. Our parents did the best they could with their level of understanding, just as we do now. It's essential to develop compassion for them rather than solely placing blame. You must free them before you can free yourself, and you must forgive them before you can forgive yourself. Consider your siblings, if you have any. Older siblings often had a significant influence on our beliefs and self-esteem. Teachers also played a role in shaping our perceptions. I remember a time in 5th grade when a teacher discouraged my dream of becoming a dancer because I was tall. These statements can leave deep imprints. School experiences, tests, and grades may have created beliefs about your self-worth that linger to this day. Similarly, childhood friends, while well-meaning, may have influenced you with their own misconceptions or unkind words. All of these external sources have contributed to the beliefs you now hold about yourself. Understanding this can be the first step towards freeing yourself from these limiting beliefs and finding your true potential. Embrace the power of your thoughts. You see, you can only focus on one thought at a time. You have the choice to immerse yourself in joyous experiences, to love yourself unconditionally, or you can squander your precious time in what I call griping and grunging, dwelling on the past, fixating on your failures, and believing you're not good enough. This path is a surefire way to perpetuate more failures. But this isn't the way to craft a splendid life. Loving yourself and cultivating a mindset filled with joyful, positive thoughts is the most expeditious route you can take. Now, after we've explored these aspects, the list of perceived flaws, the criticisms from parents, relatives, friends, and authority figures, we must ponder, is it true? When you examine your list, what do you still hold as truth about yourself? Is it genuinely the case? The answer, to me, is both yes and no. These negative beliefs hold truth if you allow them to permeate your self-perception. They lose their validity when you choose not to believe them. Your experiences will reveal what you genuinely believe. For instance, if you struggle with financial matters or can't seem to get your financial life in order, there must be underlying beliefs about burdens and debts. If loneliness is a constant companion, there might be a belief that asserts, "Nobody loves me," or "I am unlovable." Frequent illness may reflect crippling thoughts, even if they reside deep in your subconscious. These beliefs may not always be conscious, but your life circumstances provide clues to what lurks in your inner world. So, reflect upon what isn't working in your life, for these are the areas you need to transform. Consider the kind of thoughts that might be contributing to these conditions. Could some of them align with the beliefs on your list? Some of your beliefs are undoubtedly positive and nurturing, and you should hold on to them tightly, allowing them to guide your actions. Yet, some beliefs may no longer serve you, and others may have never been true in the first place. They were merely the fears and opinions of others. Remember, those items on your list are other people's viewpoints. The key question to ask yourself is it true? The answer depends on whether you accept these beliefs or challenge them. So don't continue to accept the limitations imposed by others. There's always an alternative perspective. Consider how many people wake up on a rainy morning, glance out the window, and lament, "What a lousy day." In reality, it's just a rainy day, but by choosing to believe it's lousy, they create that very experience. Conversely, if they embrace it as a wet day, they adapt, wear appropriate attire, and make the most of it. Remember, There's no inherent good or bad, no intrinsic right or wrong. It's all a matter of perspective, and it's within your power to shape that perspective. My dear friends, as we draw near to the end of this transformative journey, I want to express my profound gratitude for joining me on this path of self-discovery and empowerment. I trust that you've gained valuable insights into the incredible power of your thoughts and beliefs. But our journey doesn't end here. It's just the beginning. I encourage you to share this video with anyone you feel can benefit from these life-changing teachings. Together we can create a ripple effect of positivity and transformation that spreads far and wide. If you found value in this video, please take a moment to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback and experiences can inspire and uplift others on their own journeys. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can stay connected and continue to receive empowering insights and tools for a life filled with love, joy, and abundance. Remember, you are the master of your thoughts, the creator of your reality, and the captain of your destiny. Embrace the power within you, love yourself unconditionally, and let your life become a magnificent masterpiece.